Hello, you wonderful people. How are you? Today I'm talking about how the baddies are feeling. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So whilst I was communing with my beautiful emissaries, I said to them, how are the baddies feeling these days? And of course I wanted to hear they're bad and mad and feeling frustrated and everything. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. That's why I asked. It wasn't because I cared, I hope they're feeling okay. That wasn't why I asked. I wanted to hear the deep, dark, dirty secrets of the baddies. And the emissary said, well, actually, they're very tired. They're feeling very tired. And the reason that they're feeling very tired is that they are having to implement plans very, very quickly, one after the other. And it's a big job. And they said that they feel quite disorganized. They were very organized. They've had a plan for as long as your arm. Yeah? They've had a plan for a long time. And that plan was going beautifully. But because of the situation, they are having to implement very, very quickly all of the plans. Why are they having to do that? Because of the Great Awakening. There's a race on. They can see the Great Awakening happening. They've got to get all the plans into place to stop it from happening. So it's kind of like this race that's going on. Who can get to the finish line first? We will, by the way. And so the emissary said that they're in what you would call a knee-jerk situation. They're having to knee-jerk all of the time. They're having to react to situations. And it's causing them, it's hard work. They constantly they have to be on the ball all of the time. They have to be aware of what's happening. They have to be measuring and looking and reading and understanding and then acting. It's a hard job, bless them. Nat. And then add to that the speed of things happening. Now, we talk about the speed of time. Time is going faster and faster, right? Just as a thing. Even my son keeps saying, is it me or is time going really fast? Yeah, it's going fast. So add to that they're having to implement things very, very quickly. And then they've got the press, the media, okay, that are helping to promote their propaganda. The problem is that the media, although they're doing the best job that they possibly can to promote the shit propaganda that's out there, they haven't got enough window space to be able to fully promote it. So what's happening is we're seeing something and it's like big news for a couple of days, and then something else comes along and the press have to focus on that. So what's happening is they are bringing things in so quickly that everything is becoming superficial. Everything's becoming superficial. We're not able to look in depth at anything. It's just like on the face of it. The emissaries used a lovely analogy, and it's like when I was a kid, right? Well, no, not when I was a kid. When I was young and other kids were my age, okay, at Christmas, what would happen is most children would get 1 or 2 presents. Typically, 1 or 2 presents. What would happen on Christmas morning? Well, the children would take the present, they would open it up, they would unbox it, and they would immediately start playing with it. Yeah. Why? Because they had 1 or 2. What happens today? Children have zillions. They're just presents everywhere. And so what do? They take the present, they take the paper off, they look at it and go, lovely, I'll put that there because I've got to open up another present. That's what the emissaries are saying is happening right now with mankind. Too many boxes to open. All we can manage is just to get the wrapper off. We can't look any deeper. It's all shallow stuff. And so what's happening is that nobody can, although it's not good, it's reducing our attention span dramatically. People's attention span is disappearing. out of the hole in the underpants. I mean, good grief, the knickers. But the implication is that people aren't getting the information that they're supposed to get to make them scared and worried and upset and everything. It's too superficial, it's too fast. And it's not working anymore. And so that's the situation that we're in, that they've had to speed this up. This plan was based on something a lot longer, and they're having to compress this plan into a short space of time. It ain't working for them. It's draining them. So I said to them, I've heard these people who read energies and do work on the astral plane and all of that, saying that those dark energies have gone, the ones who were organizing and everything. Is that true? And they said, yes, in part. It's almost like the beings here on Earth have been left to their own devices, hence the fact that there is confusion and that there's frustration and that there's a lack of concordance now. They're not working together. This is the problem. Or they're not working together as well as they were. Yeah. And the emissary said that the front people, the people at the front, the face of the baddies, they are feeling very vulnerable. They are feeling very exposed. Why? Because they don't have the backup and support. They don't have the leadership and the guidance. They're having to do stuff. They've got a plan, right? The plan's always been there. There's no confusion about the plan, but the timings are off. The timings are really off. Not only that, but the face of the baddies, the people who are having to put the face forward, they're being ousted and dragged out of the closet. Okay, they're being dragged out of the closet, left, right, and centre, and they're being hated. And so they're walking down the street like how many times have we seen the Turdo man from Canada walking down the street and people are shouting at them, but they're not shouting at him like, "Oh, you bad man." They are using profanities, like really, really heavy profanity. I mean, the CUNT word I've heard a number of times referring to Turdo, right? And everywhere, all the people are walking down the street and they are, imagine, you had all of this support. You were told, hey, just do this and then we'll send you away to an island and you'll have blah, blah, blah for the rest of your life, beautiful life, all of that. And now they're feeling a little bit like, ooh, I feel like I'm in danger here. And they are, and they will be. And so they're not very happy. Hence the fact that many of them are getting a ticket out, a pass. Yeah, and they are becoming other people, like they're being cloned or whatever that is. I mean, it's just patently obvious that the people who are in power are not the people who were in power. They've changed. They're different people. And I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that they're saying, get me out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. This is dangerous. I'm not happy. And quite where they go to, I don't know. But it's obvious that they're not able to maintain that role. It must be very heavy on them, very heavy. And so that's why maybe we're seeing so much change going on. So there you are. The baddies are tired. The baddies are feeling very frustrated. The baddies' plans going to shit. And we feel for them, we do. We feel for them because if we could find them, we'd give them a good bat around the mouth. Yeah. So be glad. Everything is going in the right direction. Everything is going the way that it should go. Okay? So we just need to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Everything's all right. Everything's fine. I love you all. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.